That's the Arsenal one.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's that. But we're live right now. This is the Man United agenda. It's Tuesday, second day of the week, and once again, we just reshuffled the pack. Yesterday, Rebel was in my seat. Mr. B was in Rebel seat, and I was at the bottom there. I'm sure that's how it went. But yeah, welcome all you Man United agendaites. We're here to talk everything Man United, all things football as well. A couple of key discussions today that we're going to talk about. One being Garnacho. Stand here, hang around for that. Outgoing. And another outgoing we're going to discuss is Antony, two of our favourite players. But anyway, I'm joined by the wonderful Rebel. Rebel, you made a return yesterday. You're back again today. And this time, you can talk freely without hosting. And I want to hear your views with these tasty subjects we have tonight. How are you feeling, bro?
Bit tired, been up since 6 a.m. But look, there's business to be talked about, and that business is Manchester United Football Club. And I do have some interesting points of view on tonight's topics, but we'll save that for a little later on. Congratulations on your first intro, Mr. Yava. I hope, like me, you don't have too many teething problems.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know why. Obviously, we're not an Arsenal channel, and I feel disgusted that I've actually dropped that one instead. But yeah, we will sort out in due course. Mr. B, how you doing, man? You look like you caught the sun. Your skin looking rich and healthy. How you feeling, bro?
Whatever Sunday was today, yeah, I made sure that I caught it. My day was out long enough. So yeah, I don't know about the richness. Maybe it's the fact that I was running to get in to make sure that I was here for this show. Maybe it's a little bit of sweat, maybe shining the forehead. But I'm all good, man. I'm all good, man.
Okay. Hopefully we see some comments soon. I can't seem to get the comments running.
It should be over on your right-hand side where it says chat.
It's
probably, and then there's private, and if there's a thing about get your live chat, you click that.
Yeah, I've entered that. Doesn't look like we've got any chat, so let's get on with the show.
I can see it. It'll come up because there is chat. I can see it.
All right. First of all, obviously we discussed a few topics yesterday about Manchester United Football Club, the ins and outs, because the window is now about to open. We've ended the season. We had a Rebel rant yesterday. For the first time, we heard his feelings about a horrible season. But with the end of the season comes the end of an era as well. We talked about Lindelof leaving the club, Ericsson leaving the club, and Johnny Evans as well. The big three are onto pastures new. And someone else who could be leaving the club very soon, which stirs up a lot of debate. We did touch on it yesterday, is Garnacho, the youngster who's come from Atletico Madrid, played for the youth academy, came into the first team, and became a bit of a first team regular, scored a fabulous overhead kick, became a big fan's favourite, had a famous celebration with all the three youngsters, which looked like they would be the future. But that future looks elsewhere now. It looks like his future going to be elsewhere. I don't know how you feel about that, Rebel, but Man United, well, let me just confirm, it does seem like it's going to happen because Man United today have announced that they have set a price, put a price on his head, and that's £70 million. Good value for money. Do you want to sell him? Do you think, are you disgusted that the club want to get rid of one of the young players? Is there a role for him? Can he turn it around and be in this team next season? So many questions, Rebel. Start us off. What's going on with this Garnacho business?
Well, I think, as is well documented, his social media presence over the season has been less than be desired for Manchester United Football Club. There was too much yabbering, to borrow a phrase on your name.
Yep.
Yeah. And too little concentration on his football. Like, a new manager came in, and that should be seen as a clear first-time opportunity for every single player to impress and to put their best foot forward and say, right, look, listen, I might not have been the best Mr. B I could be under Eric Ten Hag. I might not have been the best Rebel I could be under Eric Ten Hag. I might not have been the best Yaba I could be under Eric Ten Hag. But there's a new manager in play now, and I have an opportunity to leave that there behind me and to say, right, look, this is the reason why you should pick me. Okay, I'm not playing in my normal position of an inside forward cutting in off the wing. No problem. I can adapt. I can overcome. I'm a professional footballer. And all we seem to see is whinge on social media. And that is not a good look on a player. I know we have to deal with the modern society of social media technology and players kind of, venting, and then the parasites that is basically every single tabloid that you can imagine picking up those comments and drawing their own conclusions from them. I know that's part of the game now. But when you step out onto the turf, you need to be 110% committed. And unfortunately for our star boy, as I used to call him, he is not doing that anymore. He's kind of given in to his own importance above the team's. And that's a no-no. It doesn't matter how much God-given talent you have. If you're not putting yourself behind the team, your own personal self-successes, then you're in trouble. As for £70 million, I'm interested to see where that figure got leaked from, because I have been looking on Ortstein, I have been looking on Fabrizio, I have been looking on, I suppose, the sources that the agenda considers to be fairly bulletproof. Now, is he worth 70 million? Potentially, but not now. No, that being said, if it's Chelsea or Arsenal that are knocking on the door, jack up that price, because if they want to take someone that could turn around and bite us in the keister, we'd be damn sure we're getting our Man United tax off them.
You know what, Rebel? I'm kind of disappointed in you with what you said there. You've gone along. You've actually, without saying it, you've given us the facts that you feel, but you've given your opinion in a way to say that you're not happy with. We're going to talk about his ability in a bit, but you're not happy with the so-called bitching, the social media side of things. What about, do you think we're going to lose out on a good player? This is my point. Do you think we're going to lose out on a star of the future, an Argentine international, someone who excites the fans and runs at people, scores overhead kicks, is one of the most attacking players at the club last season, it just needs a bit of development and it could become the complete package.
Well, I'm just going to point to that badge that's behind Mr. B. You see that Manchester United badge that he has right behind him? That is the be-all and end-all when it comes to Manchester United Football Club. That goes before Ballon d'Ors. That goes before getting top goal scorer. That goes before absolutely everything that you can individually attain as a football player. And if you put yourself above the parapet, which Mr. Garnacho has done in conjunction with his brother and his entourage, then you need to be stuck back down and put back in your buska. I think Mr. B needs to have a go at this, because I've been talking since we started.
Mr. B, Garnacho, young styler, someone who's really exciting, had a great future last year. Most people thinking that he's one of our most valuable assets, but we're looking to sell him. £70 million, is that a good price? Would you snap that up, or do you think we should try and keep him? How do you feel about all this? Because some people are getting emotional.
No, I don't think that we should be keeping him. So let me just get that out of the way now. I would have taken 40.
40?
Yeah, 40. I just want him gone. 70 million, they're not going to get that. Even if it's euros, they're not getting 70 million for Garnacho. I can see maybe a 55 maybe coming in. Look at what he does on the pitch. Yeah, he scored the overhead kick. Superb, great. But he gets in positions where he don't pass. Let's not forget how much we cuss when he's actually on the pitch and playing. So no, I have no problem with him going. That's 100%. The price, we're not selling it for 70 million. If they get 70 million for Garnacho, well done. If it's 70 million with add-ons, as in maybe 55 and 15 with add-ons, then maybe they can, but I don't see anybody coming in with more than 55 million for it.
Does anyone know his market value? They do the market value for most players. What do you reckon his market value is? Have a guess before we actually look it up. What do you think his market value is?
60 mil probably.
Oh, so 70 mil is not that much. I have
no idea. I've just thrown it out there.
Well, I've seen things like Lamar from Yamal from Barcelona. I've seen him valued at 150 million, for example. So with Garnacho being a young starlet as well, young player, I'm imagining I think he'd be valued about 50 million plus. So 70 million pounds, a nice price for someone who's got years ahead of him, sell on value as well. You're talking about 40 million, you take 40 million. 70 million is fair. And I've got no argument with that. I would even ask for more money because he's somebody that I think has got a good future,
Okay, we'll see. Well, we'll see. But can you see the chat at all? Yeah, but
I can't see the chat, no.
So
okay, right. Look,
I need you.
Let me say a couple of howdies then. It is Fee-Fi-Fo thumbnail. Stephanie, my dear, everything that you saw that came up, Yabba pressed the wrong button. So for all you people who jumped on and left with disgust, hopefully you are back. Patrick Pillow saying big up Steph and the fearless leaders. Andrew saying what fresh delusion awaits this evening. Here we go. Patrick Pillow saying what the hell was that, lads? That's obviously the intro. Musical cheers from Stephanie Griffiths. Andrew's asking if there's any apologies for for embarrassing the fan base last night, Yabba.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
What have I done, Andrew?
Nothing more than saying that we got a chance to win in the league. I'm sure that's what you are.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what you were talking about there. Yes, Stephanie, as I said, we tried to get it in the chat, so I haven't ignored you. Antony, yes, I saw your message. I'm glad you enjoyed the intro, Mr. Herbert. He's loving it. Yeah, he's loving it. Let me have a look on here. Il All Our One is saying I could be a Jedi if I had a hoodie. Maybe I'll go for a hoodie tomorrow. The Garnacho agenda, very disappointing. Andrew, there wasn't much more news to talk about today, to be fair. But if you have something for us to talk about, then you're more than welcome to get the topic up and we'll get going. Let's have a look on here. Sancho Bart has got Sancho, Rashford, and Antony's failure to perform week in, week out and lay down a mark at United contributed to Garnacho becoming an arrogant and overplayed. Yeah.
Wow.
I agree that. I think he could be right there, to be fair. Anthony Herbert is saying he doesn't want Garnacho personally.
He's an Arsenal fan, right?
Yeah. Tillar1 is saying 65 million max. He's also saying a title charge. Jal Marlin, yeah, there was an intro. Don't worry, don't go back and look at it. To be fair. Tillar1 is saying 65 is a long shot. Garnacho and Andrew, before we go any further, is saying Garnacho hasn't helped himself, but Amarin has treated him like a red-haired stepchild from day one.
Wow. You know what? It's really surprising when you hear comments like that. It divides opinion, doesn't it? And I just think it's shocking. I'm just going to give my quick take on 30 seconds on this. Garnacho, great little young player, exciting whiz kid, got a lot of potential that he slowly should be showing at Manchester United Football Club. Unfortunately, fans have driven him out. We've seen there were so many instances where, do you remember the fan?
The fans have driven him out.
Yeah, who was that? Something went viral, didn't it? With, Faz, yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't fans driving him out, man. Yeah. If he was performing to the level where we're not cussing as supporters, then he's doing his job. But every time he picked up the ball, we knew that he was going to be. When he scored, we were surprised. It shouldn't be that. What is going on with this screen? Yeah, I don't think it should be that. So no, I'm not. It's not a fan thing. I think he's done it himself.
So can we just establish this on the panel alone? You're saying it's the right move to leave him, for him to leave? Rebel, you're saying that?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of point out there was a thing in the chat about giving concrete examples.
Okay, that's what I hear.
So before the Europa League final, Garnacho on his Instagram added no words. And at the time, some fans believed that the meaning was obvious. And sure enough, 75 minutes before kickout, it showed that he was omitted from the lineup So it's little bits like that he's been kind of snipping at on social media. Now, I know you can say, yes, he's a young player. And look, I wanted him to be a success. I wanted him to be a Yamal for us. But it's clear that there's some sort of disaffection between him and Manchester United Football Club, where his interests and the club's interests are not aligned. And that goes for any player, not just Garnacho. If your interests are not aligned, then what are you doing playing for the club? Jadon Sancho refused to take a pay cut to stay at Chelsea.
You know how much they offered him though, Bob? I understand that. You know, I heard it was 140 grand that they offered him.
Yeah.
Wow.
The thing is, there's a figure maybe that they probably. I think 140 is too low, but also, I think it shows that he don't care about football. He's more interested in money. He could have been playing Champions League football, you know, there's a World Cup coming up. You know, if he nails down his position, he's got a chance. He's got no ambition. It's all about the money for him. Look, he comes back to us on 100 and on his 250 grand. If we don't sell him, then he picks up that 250 grand a week for the rest of the year. And guess what? He buggers off on a free.
Yep.
You know, so the club now are going to be trying to break their neck to get him sold, but he's the wages that he's going to be asking, he's probably going to scupper the move just so he knows that he leave on a free. You know, he'll still get 150 grand wherever he's gone, but guess what? He'll get a 10 million pound signing on bonus for himself. You know what I mean? Well, I tell you, no ambition.
It's disgusting, isn't it? Someone in the prime of his career would sacrifice a whole season to say, I'm just going to sit here and take my money rather than unless someone else offers me something better. That's where I think it's a bit disappointing for him to say, right, I'm going to sacrifice that rather than go take a cut and play football in a World Cup year and do it for football reasons. So a bit disappointed with Sancho. But when we're looking at Garnacho, he's younger. He's still got a lot to prove. But I you know what, Rebel? I'm going to take your point about that. I just think going forward, the culture of the club needs to change. And I think what the manager's doing is getting rid of players that are a bit petulant or not on board with what he wants. I'm not saying he is my way or the highway. Sometimes you're going to have clashes with players. This is football. It always happens. But Garnacho's shown once too many times that maybe he's not a Man United player in that respect. So I take your point there, Rebel, and I'm going to go with that. All right, we're moving on now to another Maverick. You're
going to hear a beep in a minute. Yeah,
I didn't swear.
No, the beep's not for you. It's a beep. Somebody's going to join the stream.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, we've just got enough. So yeah, before we kick on, let me just go through a few of these messages.
Yeah,
anyway.
Let's do that.
Hold on. So we have Till I Die was actually Andy Tate. So welcome, my friend. Solo's in the house. Patrick Pillow. Politely disagree, yeah, but Xerxes got worse from the United fans. Garnacho has done this to himself. Didn't get booed. Didn't get booed in the stadium, did he? Let me see. Andrew Williams is saying, give me an example. Once I've Garnacho not giving 100% on the pitch. Stephanie's saying, way too much sentimentality with our players. Sooner they realise they're supposed to be professional footballers and not celebrities that play football, the better. Let's have a look. Yes, Matty Bassett in the house. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're texting my guy. You know, I know you, so I hope you're still doing your work to get Mr. Jokeres with us. And Mr. Tate, it's been a long time. How you doing, man?
Oh, it's been a long time, boys. Everything's changed. Rebels emigrated to New York. Mr. Bees looks like a Jedi. Good to see my friend Yabba. Yeah, great to be back, lads. Just
How you
chilling.
doing, man?
Yeah, man. Good to see you, Andy Tate. How are you doing? What's your T-shirt say, first of all?
Simpsons Rock.
Okay, Andy, I'm going to give you just 30 seconds. We haven't spoken to you for a long time, and it's been the worst season at Man United Football Club. Maybe in your memory, maybe all in our memory as well. Just sum up the season and how you feel, and don't hold back.
Lacking bottle, lacking fight, lacking anything. Total mismanagement from on the pitch, going through to upstairs, punishing the fans in the pocket, players taking the absolute mick, thinking they're a God's gift to everything, spitty spats, opening up on social media. You win a couple of games, you think you turn it around, you draw at Liverpool, you beat Arsenal, then you go and lose to Crystal Palace, then you lose to Brighton, and it's the endless saga. We're sorry. Then you give us hope again and get through against Leon. Then you absolutely let us down. We thought our name was on a trophy after Leon, and you just let us down. And Luke Shaw coming out to apologise. Wow, what did you ever do, Luke Shaw, this season? A TikTok. That's all you ever did. Your man's on benefits. That's all you ever did this season. This is a story about a team of individuals that are so separated from reality with the club and the fans. And the only good thing is the manager, and he's a complete breath of fresh air.
Wow, I like that. Do you all agree with Tate there about the manager? Because were you there at the final game of the season when he talked about when he done the speech saying, "I told you November storm's coming," and he was right about that. But to top it off, he said, "Good times are on their way." Good times, like Sheik. Do you agree with him? Because you seem to be endorsing him there.
Well, if they get the signings right, I don't see why not. I mean, my target next season is just to get any form of European football. That's the target next season. And to play a brand of football. I don't think we'll get a trophy next season. I've heard people saying, if we acquire these sort of players and you get the other players out the door, why can't we have a title charge?
Yep.
Wow. Some of these Man United players couldn't charge a battery. So, I'll reserve judgment. My target is anywhere from 5th to 8th, and that's European football. And if you get 5th, and if the European teams next season, English teams do well, we could get Champions League. But 5th to 8th, I tell you what, them cups look very good next season. Take them seriously.
And we did get to a final. We got to a final this season, and the highlight, I mean, that Lyon game. Were you at the Lyon game for that magic? Crazy?
Yeah. I was at the Lyon game, and we've fought 2-0 up, 4-2 down. Basically, we were ready to crucify him there and then. So why did you do what you did, and you absolutely bottled it against a second-rate team from North London who sat their manager within about 2 weeks?
Guys, in the comments, keep the comments coming through. I can't see them, so they're going over to Mr. P.
Do me a favor. Look in the WhatsApp group, because I know you haven't looked at your phone.
Yabba.
Look at the WhatsApp group. There's a button for you to press to get the chat up.
By the way, while he's doing that, Mr. Tate, will you give us your thoughts on Garnacho?
I can understand his frustration. I can understand the manager's anger. I can see both sides of the coin. But he's got previous, just before the Manchester derby, him and a certain guy from Withenshaw mouthing off, leaking team information. And I'm not interested, mate. You got to go. You will fund the revolution. As Carl Weathers said in Predator to Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're an asset. An expendable asset, and I'll use you to get the job done. Got it.
Nice. I like that. What a film. Unfortunately, guys, I can't get it up. It's not coming up. We have to sort that out after the show. Enough technical difficulties, but we will keep it moving like this. Rebel. So Rebel, I mean, you're happy for Garnacho to go. £70 million. You're nodding with that as well. You're saying mainly petulance, aren't you, about he's not part of the culture, the way his behaviour's been a bit poor. That's why you let him go, right?
Yeah, I just want to point out, I don't for a month of Sunday think that we're getting 70 million nicker off anybody for Mr. Garnacho, unless they're Al Halal or some crazy lunatics from over there that have money coming on trees. But let's call a spade a spade. We're moving in another direction. Andy's probably seen the same news we have. We're linked with this player, that player, and every other goddamn player that you can imagine. But there's 3 of them that they're focusing on. One's landed, and 2 more are in the process. And Bruno staying, because he was given the option to stay, he was like, we got this offer on the table. If you want to go, we're not going to stand in your way. The manager said he didn't want to sell him. The club said they didn't want to sell him. So he looked at that and said, grand, and staying.
Personally, so now, I would have let him go. I would have used that to rebuild.
Wow.
That's just my opinion, guys. That's just my opinion. Sometimes you need a sacrificial lamb. And if, you know what I mean, you have to send your most prized asset to fund the rebuild. It was an option, but hopefully Bruno will prove us wrong in the long run.
Won't bite us on our arse. Let me just get a couple of howdies up.
Mr. B.
Everybody's showing you a lot of love in the chat here. Andy, not us.
I thought me.
Let's have a look. Stephanie's called you the legend. She's also saying Duff beer rules.
You can't get enough of that wonderful Duff.
Simpsons, isn't it? Yeah, of course.
Andrew's saying Amarin is garbage.
Ooh.
OG
is there a Simpsons episode? Is there a Simpsons episode where they predict Andy Tate coming back on the Man United agenda in 2025?
I've seen a lot of Simpsons predictions over there. I did see him predicting the LA riots in the last few days. So yeah, that's one day they didn't predict.
Mr. Andrew say, Mr. B, you forgot to put a picture of your comment manager up. No, I will leave that down. I'm not going to do that. Mercy Gaming, I think that's a Peaky Blinders. What are your views on Max Dowman from Arsenal? I have no idea.
15-year-old kid. He's brilliant. Left-footed midfielder. Really good. One for the future.
Okay. Well, there you go. Look,
I've heard United have been linked with a Man City youngster. Yeah, I've seen it on Forever United TV with Adam and Adam Scott, and he's in his last year of his contract. Man United sort of maybe testing the waters about maybe to approach him. I think he's in 2021. He wants first team football, and I think when he was a kid, he was a Man United fan.
Oh,
so I forgot. It begins with forgot his name. It begins with a letter M. Could be Michael or something. But if anybody in the chat knows, but I've heard this in the last few days.
Is it still a thing that you shouldn't go from one club to the other in the city like Manchester?
I don't think anyone's bothered anymore.
Right? Yeah.
I really don't. Anyone's bothered. I mean, unless you're Figo and you get a pig's head thrown at you, that's about the level of what it is back in the day.
And then now they'll have to get the pig's head in the stadium without the rats eating it.
Yeah, I think fans are more concerned with Keir Starmer at the England match the other day. I thought that was classic.
I didn't even know that. I'll be honest. I didn't even know that.
I didn't even know myself. But hey, why not? Hey, we all need a little fun.
McAtee? Is it McAtee?
He was the last one. Yeah, he came.
Could be that one.
No, McAtee. Oh, yeah, because McAtee, yeah, of course, it could be McAtee, yeah. Because he's played a lot of first-team football this year. They were talking about him going to Bayern Leverkusen. But, yeah, I did hear that rumour as well a couple of weeks ago. Other sort of news coming out. Now, Antony is a player, obviously, didn't fail to sort of really make the grade at Manchester United, but he went over to Spain, La Liga, put on the green and white at Betis, and really became a club legend already. He was fantastic over there. I just want to ask you, Mr. B, what's the difference maker for a player like Antony, who, you know, it's not really working for Man United, and suddenly he can go over to Betis, blow up, get back in the Brazilian squad, and look like $1 million. And we talk about $30 million. That's what we've been quoted as offering him out for. But why couldn't he perform at Man United like that? What's the difference maker for you? Just to summarize,
Spain have got shit defenders, bro.
You think it's down to that?
Yes, Spain have got shit defenders. He went to 6th place. He went to 13th place Betis and played I'm not going to say he played any worse than us when he played for us, but yeah, they got shit defenders. Look, all jokes aside, he said he was happy. He said he went over there and he was happy. He had a lot of baggage over. Obviously, the situation with the court case probably didn't help him. He needed a fresh start. And I'm glad. To be fair, I'm glad he's gone over there and say he's proved us wrong, because he played Chelsea in the Europa League in the Conference Pay Cup final and didn't do anything. So, you know, it's not. I think it's a physical thing. Spain probably play with more open football. In regards to defenders, probably won't try and clamp him or sit on him. And he's got space to run at them. At the end of the day, he was an international. Whether he will get called back up into the squad or not is a whole nother issue. But fair play to him. He's gone out there and proved a lot of people. I mean, I thought he was going to go out there. I'll be honest. I thought he was going to go out there and stink.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think he was going to do anything. You know, I thought we might have got 15 million, maybe. You know, he did all of that. We're thinking, oh, you know, they might get 40. And the price that we're hearing now is what, 25 mil.
Oh,
Get the deal done. Get it done. Get it done. Whoever wants to take him, take him. And guess what? It might start a little bidding war. You know, we might get up to 32 mil or 33 mil. Hey, listen, pennies make pounds at the moment. You know what I mean? If it doesn't start a bidding war, fine. Let him go. Let him go. Get the money in so that we can get the deals that we need to get done. That's what I'm hoping. It was the price that they put is so cheap that they're just going to come in, bang, we'll take him, sort out his wages. Maybe you know, Betis can afford the 25 mil. You know, because, you know, they were talking about a GoFundMe page halfway through to try and raise the money to try and get him. So we know they're fast. We know they ain't got no money. But, you know, 25 mil, I'm hoping that's a deal that can be done as soon as the window opens. Boom, because Gyökeres is waiting around for something. I'm not going to say it's us, but he's hanging around for something and people aren't sniffing around him. Maybe he has put the feelers up. I'm only going to United. Leave me in peace. You know, so it's up to United to get the money, and if that can be done quickly, get it done quickly. So yeah, I'm all for it. All for that price. Perfect price.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alpha Anthony. We got Batiste got Amazon Prime Anthony. We got Timu Anthony. That's how it got. That's how it went for the second half of the season. So yeah, but yeah, you get 25 million for him. You get 25 million for Jadon Sancho, the Garnacho, Rashford. I've got to go. I'll be back in 2 minutes, mate.
Rebel, how do you feel about that? How much did we pay for Antony? I think it was up to sort of 78 to 90 million, wasn't it?
Can you remove?
Yeah.
Can you remove? Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Go on.
Manchester.
Andy makes me laugh. Sorry.
Don't worry, everybody. We are going to get better at using the software.
He's muted.
Oh, man. You're muted.
I think he's gone. All right.
Yeah.
You know what? He'll have the link again. Can you get that off? There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So, Yaba, you know, it can only be you that this could happen to.
But we have revealed that Andy's actually a superhero, and that was the actual call. So go and save some people, Andy. Go and do what you do, and then come back to the show if you get a chance. Rebel, yeah, the price with Andy, we paid a lot of money for him. Do you think it's good value? I mean, and also, can you answer this one for me? Why he didn't make it in the Premier League compared to what he was doing in the Liga?
I'm going to as to why he didn't make it in the Premier League. I'm going to point to Kesman. I'm going to point to obviously Antony himself. I'm going to point to a lot of players that have come over from the Eredivisie, that have come over from other leagues, and haven't cut the mustard in Premier League. We talked yesterday about goalkeepers, and the chat was explained to us as to why goalkeepers that can catch a ball in Spain cannot catch a ball in the United Kingdom and the Premier League. And that is because everyone's a little bit closer. Everyone's a little bit more stuck to you. and a little bit more physical, and the referees aren't as inclined in England to give protection to players as they would be in your Spanish football. Now, as to the price tag for Mr. Antony, look, you wouldn't buy the left leg, you wouldn't buy the left toenail of Yamal at this stage for the money that we are trying to say that the club is looking for Antony. What is the definition of a cut price? Like, we paid 70 million, I believe, if I remember correctly, for this individual. And after the season he's had in Spain, look, we know he's not going to have any Premier League clubs looking for him. Nobody's going to want to touch him there because the minute he played an English side in the Europa Conference League final, he disappeared again. Yeah. Because everything that caused him problems in the Premier League came back to roost when they played Chelsea. But Atletico Madrid are interested in him. We've got Bayern Leverkusen. He's old buddy, Mr. Eric Ten Hag, interested in him. We have loads and loads of opportunity to move him on. Not obviously for what we paid for him, but we don't have to kind of go doing a fire sale. I think that would be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
I would probably be kind of pandering to the same old mistakes that Manchester United Football Club has been making over the last decade. For the first time in a long time, and this is boring financial stuff, Manchester United, say this very, very quietly, made a profit during a quarter. Now, that is because of gargantuan and horrendous cuts to, obviously, ordinary Joe Soaps that work for the club. And it's down to a lot of other issues, such as the money that Jim Ratcliffe put in order to kind of boost us out of having an issue with the financial fair play rules, the profit and sustainability. But it kind of brings you back to what is the definition of the running of a good club? Like, if the definition is a balance sheet that has a profit, then we're doomed. Because at the end of the day, yes, there's a business side. We understand that. But there's a jersey that I have somewhere behind me. It says Manchester United Football Club on it. And some of that football club needs to be reinstated into the badge. Let the businessmen handle the business. But then on the field of play, let's actually act like a football club. Let's not go selling. No, granted, we overpaid for him. Let's even say that he was worth 50 when we bought him.
Yeah.
40 is probably the minimum that we should be looking to get back, considering the season he's had in Spain. There should be plenty continental clubs that will be willing to take a punt on a footballer that has delivered in their national and local leagues at that price, because they can see what he can do when he has a bit of space.
So, Rebel, so you're talking about club management and everything else. Mr. B made a good point that we need to kick on with these transfers. You've got Swedish striker from Sporting waiting around. Should we just take the 25 and cut our losses and just say, let's get these guys in as soon as possible? Is that the way you would go forward with it?
No. And here's the reason why. If we take £25 million for Antony, basically get bent over and just take what we're given, then when somebody comes along for Garnacho, let's say, I'll give you 35 million and you can take it or leave it. They turn around and go, Rashford, here's 15 million euros. Take it or leave it.
Okay. I see where you're going.
You think that's the case? Well, look, all right, I've got a couple of guys.
Yeah, there must be some comments. Let's bring them in.
Let me see. So, Don Valentino, I haven't seen you before, mate. He's saying 20 million tops for Antony. You won't get 30 million, although he's got a laughing emoji there.
Okay.
He's also says Gokares won't be cheap, and there is other clubs after him, so Sporting won't stress about selling him to United. Andrew saying Dutch football is ball achingly slow. Patrick Pillow, Alex Soloff has wretched at Palace, and he has been great for the last few years in Spain. So I think they're just talking about the levels. Don Valentino again. The problem is not Prem. It's the environment in United that needs to change. We
good
know
point.
that already. Don't tell us something that we don't already know. I'm wondering if he's actually trolling us, but even if he's not, it makes no difference because we know what the truth is. FTM Colm, how you doing? Man? There isn't enough space in the Prem.
He's in the wilderness
to get away with what he's done at Betis.
Sorry, can I interject briefly?
Yeah.
Because this is going to have a lot of significance for Manchester United Football Club. Eric Ten Hag, as a result of a here we go from Fabrizio Romano for Florian Wirtz, has 150 million euros now put into his transfer war chest because they've just bought Florian Wirtz for 150 million euros.
Who's bought him?
Liverpool.
Oh, wow.
But the significance for us is Ten Hag now has a war chest. So come and take your boys, is all I'm saying.
Let me see what else is on here. Let's see what else is on here. Sorry. Yes, so Colm is now a first team player. He's now become a member. Well done, Colm.
Thank you.
Cutting it out, man. Chat Sport is saying Project Stadium and Megastore. He's also saying counter-attacking at its finest. Oh, Sherbet. England are losing to Senegal. 3-1. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Oh, Liverpool Stewart. It's been a long time. I hope you're doing well, brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope the family's doing well, man. Antony is saying, Monday. After that intro, I put £100 on Arsenal to win the league. If you didn't know, guys, yeah, there was a slight blip at the beginning, but we'll deal with it. Yaba's not going to play it outro. He's actually just going to end the show. And Chat Sport is saying Turkey will be better. Turkey will be better than who? Let us know. And that is the messages so far.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm just going to go through a few talking points that have been going through the news, word on the street, that sort of thing. First one is this. If you want to chip in on this one, here's a statement. Man United, Everton, and Al Ahly from Saudi Arabia all have Wilfred Ndidi, on their radar as he is seen as good value for the money with 9 million relegation clause as a potential squad player. Nothing is advanced yet with any club. But what do you think about Ndidi? A few years ago, highly rated when they were in the Premier League. Nigerian centre midfielder, sits there, pops the ball around. 9 million, would that be a good squad player, someone to bring in, good value for money with a 9 million relegation clause? Just make it punchy. There's plenty more to talk about.
No, not for me. We have a 1 game a week situation. We need starting 11 players. We get by with the kids in terms of squad depth. Not for me this year. We have 2 little games.
Cool. Mr. B, any thoughts on Ndidi?
Agreed 100% with Rebel.
Okay, we'll move on then. Next one, Academy defender Reece Monroe has signed a new first professional contract with Man United. Do we know much about Reece Monroe?
Not me.
No? Well, congratulations to Reece Monroe. Andy, do you know anything about Reece Monroe?
John Valentino saying go for him and Chat Sport saying yes.
Okay.
You're muted, Andy.
You're muted.
Sorry.
You know, it's really funny. I was watching a clip today. Has anyone seen Hear No Evil, See No Evil? Where he says Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman. Because Gene Wilder's lip reads. All right. Quickly, Andy, just going back. We're just going through a few bits of news. Ndidi, Wilfred Ndidi, relegation clause is 9 million. Clubs like Everton, Man United, Al Ahly have been interested in him. Is that a yes or no for you?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, yeah, we all agree on that. Reece Monroe, do you know anything about him? Youngsters, just signed a new professional contract with Manchester United Football Club.
Might be another promising youngster. Let's hope he does well, and he could be a good addition to the team and put a few senior players to shame.
Good. Just want to see. Another bit of news. Just chip in with this one, guys. Man United have rejected the chance to sign Mohamed Kudus after he was offered to the club by West Ham. That's from Give Me Sport. What do you think about him as a player? Would he be suitable for our style of play?
I would have taken Kudus. Obviously, we've got Mbeumo, but if we weren't in for Mbeumo and Kudus was the one that they had put in, I would have. I like you know me. I like dribblers. I like man who kill a man 1-on-1, and he was doing that for fun. So I would have been interested in that. I wouldn't have had a problem with that.
Mr. B, he had one good season before last. This season is very poor. I mean, I think that suggests that maybe he's not that consistent, and it's hard to be consistent in the Premier League. So maybe he's not the player we thought he would be. You two, Rebel, Andy Tate, we're talking about Mohamed Kudus from West Ham. Apparently, we rejected a chance. They've been trying to sell him off. We've rejected any chance to sort of sign him.
I believe that when I see it, maybe we're in the point now where agents will use our name to gather business, gather suitors, and start an auction. Oh, Man United, but we offered him. I don't believe West Ham offered it. Maybe the agent just put that out there without the right briefing. So, no.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Andy in that, the old hated, adored, never ignored connotation comes to play when it comes to agents and the media. But I think it was clear to see that Cunningham and Mbeumo were our two main targets. And I want to ask Andy this, actually. Did Gyökeres's willingness to come to Manchester United, despite us having no Champions League football, catch the club off guard? Because I'd imagine if they thought he was on the table, he probably would have been the first deal that they'd done.
Yeah, you were thinking it was all the talk a few days before the final. It was a done deal. Even a week before, it's a done deal. And this was coming from maybe some information, papers in journalists in Porto. So, in Lisbon. But, then all of a sudden, it fizzed out. It really fizzed out. But if somebody's willing, I mean, you attract, look, if you're not getting Champions League football, that's what everybody is after. But Robert from AFTV, he mentioned something. The moment you go to United, your stock rises. Your stock as a player and your influence, you get commercial deals, and it's X, Y, and Z. You go from about 300,000 people, and you go to 1 million. Yeah. And that's the unfortunate way it works now. But the free signings we get, they're going to be basically, Premier League players, but now they're global. They're going to be global players in a game, and they'll be watched week in, week out in the Premier League around the planet. And they will get, and if they do well, and they will get a fan base, and people will get behind them, and that's what we all want.
Can we read between the lines with this one? Man United have inquired about Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain. I don't know if you guys have. Mr. B, go ahead. What have you got for us?
1 minute. Yeah, I just want to because I'm going through the messages. We've got a new member, another new member, Linville Stewart. Welcome. He's now a ball boy. Welcome, man. Welcome.
He's a ball boy.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Thank you, Linville.
Does he clean your boots, Mr. B, or is it still a black?
Nobody cleans my boots. That's a long time ago, Andy. Oh my God, cleaning boots. Jeez.
Yeah, thank you, Linville. We appreciate it. Proper Man United fan, Linville is. Big up to you. Quick one. Donnarumma. Apparently, maybe can we read between the lines this one? Are Paris really going to get rid of him because he's been touted out? And Man United apparently have inquired about him because we need a goalkeeper. Just talk to us. Let's break this one down quickly.
He's using us to get a bag. End off.
Okay. Yeah. I remember a certain Real Madrid player called Sergio Ramos, using us to get a bigger contract, and we all thought, we're going to get him, man. You know what I mean? So he's just using our name again to get a better contract. to get more under the count. There was somebody else, another English team. Weren't Chelsea looking at him before they signed the AC Milan keeper?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea were looking at him, and but I personally, my keeper now would be Martinez. You need somebody with big cojones to piss people off, and the fans would warm to him. And he's already warmed to me, and like most United fans, by costing Villa the Champions League. So he knew what he was doing.
All right, so Donnarumma is a big no. We're going to dash that story in the bin. Next one here is just some news from Gimme Sport again. United's stance is that due to wanting to wanting to raise funds, they will only allow the sale of Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Antony, and Garnacho. They are expected to, at least for now, stay resolute in the valuation of the said players. We've already spoke about Garnacho. His price has been bid at 70 million. Antony, we talked about him as well. But just quickly, Rashford and Sancho. Sancho's got a year left on his contract. How much do you think we should be getting for him? And for Rashford as well. We haven't spoken about him for weeks. But Rashford's coming back to the club very soon. Both of them are. How much should we sell these guys for? Because they're saying here, due to finance and all that kind of thing, they want to stay resolute with this valuation of the players. What would you accept, guys? Let's just run this through, be punchy.
All right, I'll accept 40 for Rashford, if we're lucky. But I just have a feeling he's going to do a bad doolies, man. He's going to talk to Barca, and then that last week of the window, he's going to end up pissing off over there, and we're going to have to probably pay part of his wages, which I'm not really going to be happy about. But yeah, I say 40 for him. Sancho, whatever they can get for him. He's poison. Get him out the club. Freedom. Give him his freedom, man. Get him out. Whatever he wants, whatever they can get for him, just get him out of the club, man. I don't see the point of him. I don't see any benefit of him being at the club at all. And we've got to remember, we've already been given 5 million back from Chelsea, so maybe they'll accept 5 million less. Just a couple of one. Linvalds is saying 40 million for Rashford, 15 million for Sancho. Alan Harris is saying 25 for Sancho, 40 for Rashford. Don Valentino is saying, gave you guys a sub. You seem to be some lovely lads. How often are you guys live? We are actually live 9 o'clock most nights. Big up, and thanks for finding us, Don. Sorry, I'll let you guys finish now.
Yeah, it's just touching that story, guys. Just want to round this up about, especially Rashford as well, because we spoke about Sancho. United want to stay resolute with the valuation. What would you do? Because obviously we got to make signings soon. So with Rashford, what would you do in this situation? You're the board member, Rebel. What decision are you making?
Look, Rashford looks like he needs a different move to reinvigorate his career. We've moved on from him. We're bringing in 2 new players to play in the areas of the pitch that we want him to play in. So he has no future at Manchester United Football Club. So what I'm looking at is a ceiling of maybe 45, but a floor is probably 30. If we get 30 million pounds on the table to a club he's willing to go to, and there is no better offers on the table, you snap their hand off, you move that wage that is one of the top wages at Manchester United Football Club off the books, and you say thank you very much. As for Jadon Sancho, he's made it clear that he's all about the money at this point. He could have gotten to stay at Chelsea, where you've seen some game time, was still relatively well liked with the fan base there, seemed to be well enough liked by the coaching staff. He chose not to. He's 12 months left in his United contract. I would rather to see hell freeze over than that man to stay taking a free wage off us for the rest of the season. So if Andy Tate FC came in and said, look, we haven't got a transfer fee for you, but we'll take the boys' wages. Here you go, Andy. Off you go. Enjoy. He's all yours.
Oh, with me, I would immediately tell Marcus Rashford, you ain't going on a pre-season tour. We would take a deal straight away. Just tell Barcelona, what have you got? Show us your terms. We'll take 30 million. because I do not want him on the tour spreading negativity. He's bad vibes. I do not want that anywhere near the club. I just getting rid. I don't even want him on that plane going on a pre-season tour. I'm being honest, totally honest. So if he's around the club, he plays a few pre-season games. Rashford looks good. Why are we selling him? It's just bloody mystery, innit? Right, Shaggy? No, not having it. Then he's like, question, do we play him in the Premiership? We dictate Rashford. Rashford does not dictate us. So screw him and screw his agent. Let him find a happier life. Let him go to Barca. Let him get his swimming pool and all and everything he wants, and look over that bay of the Mediterranean. And as for Sancho, you know what? Just get gone. Ship him over to Saudi League or whatever. Just get him gone. I don't care. Take the drop in wages. You take 5-10 million if you can. You know what I mean? Because he still brings a bad attitude to a dressing room. Okay,
last one from me. And just to say this, guys, as you all know, look, we've been Man United fans over the last 10 years. We ain't gullible anymore. We ain't gullible. As you see by the comments here from Andy, Mr. B, and Rebel, we ain't falling for all that again. A bit like I watched Beverly Hills Cop the other day. I ain't falling for no banana in the tailpipe. That line is classic. And that's what I was thinking when I was seeing Andy Tate speaking right there. He ain't having it. He ain't falling for that no more. So you won't catch us slipping anymore and getting embarrassed by the signings. But I just want to read this one out because this is just to show you where we're at and how we're thought of by some of the clubs, and because of our actions in the past and our stupid behaviour and the way we've been running as a club. This is a guy, Rabiot, the French international, currently playing with Mason Greenwood at Marseille. But we were linked with him in recent years. So here's a quote from him, which might wind you up, but I just want to get your response to this. He said, this is all on Man United. They came back to the charge last summer when I was free again. I had good discussions with them because he's a free agent last summer. So Man United came to approach him. He had good discussions with them, he's saying, but it was complicated. The situation they're in right now, I had doubts about their ability to achieve great things. They're in a slump right now. That's a quote from Rabiot, who's playing football for Marseille right now. What do you think about that, guys?
What time is it? 9:59. All right, I'll wait a minute before I tell him that he can fuck off.
We're already past the watershed, Mr. B.
Yeah. I don't care, man. Get stuff, man. Oh, he's talking now. Ooh, talking now. If he thought he was that great, he could have come and tried to save us, innit? Fuck Rabiot, man. No time for him and his fucking nonsense.
But Mr. B, do you think that's how a lot of players are looking at us, laughing at us as a club? Is that what we've become?
Of course they are. But let them laugh. Let them laugh. Because who laughs best or whatever they say, or laugh worst or whatever. Yeah, something like that. Look, let me just say a couple of howdies in the chat as well. I like Don Valentino. He said he 100% agrees with me. Cammy, late as usual. I hope you're doing well, man. Dancing with the devil. He's not good enough for Barca. I'd take 20 quid for the pair of them. Anthony Herbert is saying national minimum wage for the whole lot. Alan Harris is saying Sancho should never come back to the club. Where have we got? Chod Sport, no point in having wingers under Amorim. We don't need wingers. Linville is saying Sancho is worse than Rashford. Stephanie Griffiths is saying Rabiot's mum again. Linville is saying Rabiot is a Batiol. Simon Warner, good evening. What a bad England's match tonight. I have no idea about England. I don't care about England. If they've lost, great. If they haven't, great. It's not really there ain't no United players playing, so I'm not worried about anybody getting injuries. And Simon Warner is saying greetings. Yeah, Stephanie, that swear box went in a bit just then, but I saw the watershed and thought, why not? Let me get it in there before the end. Sorry, those are all of the messages so far.
So the quote is United are in a slump right now. That's from Rabiot. Rebel, just respond to that. I mean, we need to turn this around and change our reputation. Your reputation is everything, isn't it?
Absolutely. And if I remember correctly, Mr. Yaba, there was a couple of seasons ago, you were welcoming Mr. Rabiot with open arms. You were saying, come here, my beautiful Frenchman. Come to my club. Dominate my midfield for me. Give me everything you got, Dern. And me and Mr. B, and I think possibly even Andy Tate was on that show, and we told you, now, mate, we don't want him. We don't want his mother. We don't want all that baggage that comes with him.
I ain't touching his mother. Jesus.
And you puffed up your chest and you said, Rebel, you're talking out your hoop, Bill. Don't be telling me that we can't take a world-class French midfielder. And look at him now. Look at him. He's there and he's yabbering his gums on Twitter and he's saying, oh, please look at me. Please give me attention. Paparazzi, come here. I want to talk about Manchester United. We had bloody Brickhead talking about us yesterday. He's not been our manager for, 10 years at this stage? And he's still bloody talking about us. So Manchester United Football Club is going to be always in the gobs of those that are jealous of Manchester United Football Club. It's enough. Actually, the reason why I didn't want Rabiot is also the reason why I don't want Donnarumma. He's equally got an entourage that are absolutely poison around him. Okay. So Manchester United needs to distance themselves from these characters and get players that want to play for the club, and that will get the juices flowing when Andy's inside Old Trafford or whatever the fuck Jim calls our new stadium.
The Jedi Temple.
Yeah. That they're playing for that badge and that they G up the fan base and that we will then G them up. So, Mr. Rabiot, shut up.
I'm going to come to you, Andy, but you have to remember, Lukaku has spoken badly about the club. Zlatan has said some negative things about Man United Football Club as well. And we are becoming a bit of a joke with Rabiot now talking, saying we're in a slump. And we had some discussions. But obviously, he had some discussions. He chose Marseille instead of us. And what's the reputation like? I mean, reputation, like I say, we live on that. That means everything to us as individually, but as a football club as well. We're the laughing stock right now, no?
Yeah, I think our reputation is absolutely tarnished, and the only credit note we've got is a piece of paper called Manchester United. That's it. It's just the name. We haven't got the glory. We haven't got the expectations. We've just got a name. It's a blank check with a name on it, and it says Jim Ratcliffe and Co. We fuck you up big time. Sorry, man. But yeah, swear jar. Apologies. All we've got is our name.
Yeah. Well, we've got a lot of history, and but I don't want to be accused of going back and talk about history. We have to be talking about the future now, and hopefully this season, the manager who's been endorsed by Andy Tate on the Man United agenda, the manager will start producing the goods, and it's looking promising.
Next week, you next Wednesday, 9:00, you will see the Premier League and our first 10 games, and you will see what sort of run we get.
That's true. The list has been released.
Look, we talk about runs. We were getting beaten by Jesus and his mum last season. So whatever games we have, whether we get Sunderland. Are we going to beat Sunderland? Are we going to beat Leeds? Who else come up? Burnley? Are we going to beat Burnley? You know what I mean? Right now, these are the teams that we need to show licks to.
Put me in between us. I like football, but I effing hate Burnley.
Actually, can I ask Andy a question? As we know, Thomas Frank is due to become the new Spurs manager, but it looks like we've lost our set-piece coach, Andreas Gregerson, to them. Is that going to be a problem for Ruben?
I don't know what Ruben's set pieces. Maybe Ruben's got a ready-made replacement, and he knows somebody from maybe Sporting who can come in. We can entice one. He brought 10 coaches with him, so it might not be a great loss at all. So we have to wait and see. So. All the eggs are in one basket, and losing one person can't change your season. You have to immediately fill that void.
Yeah, big up, guys. It's been we've gone for an hour. We're going to close it down now. But I just want to say to everyone in the chat, unfortunately, I couldn't read out the comments today. It was down to Mr. B. That's why he's got spectacles on. And also, if you talk about bloopers, it'll be all right on the night. Do you remember that show? We had a major blooper at the start of the show because I was trying to set up the intro, Man United intro, and I ended up putting out something to do with Arsenal. So apologies. I will take.
I'll have to watch it back.
I'm trying to promote. Watch it back, guys. Watch it back. It's embarrassing. And you see the look on Mr. B's face. You wait for this to be shut down his show. He's going to rip my head off for that.
Yeah, Arsenal fans TV boy.
But yeah, once again, as you know, in the Man United agenda, it's throughout the transfer window. We'll be doing shows all time of the day. Could be Rebel throwing something out at lunchtime, but the mainstay is our main meal at 9 o'clock, supper time. That's when we do our shows throughout the week. Make sure you tune in and check us out. We talk about everything to do with Man United, you know. And trust me, if a transfer comes through, we're going to get that one phone call, a bit like Andy did earlier. Mr. Superhero put on his cape, went out to save the cat from the tree or whatever he did. I don't know. But Mr. B or Rebel or one of us will be jumping on live. So make sure, even if it's at midnight, one of us will be jumping on live.
I went to get me washing in off the washing line.
Oh, right. So
you don't leave your best friends out on a washing line around here.
And can I just say, welcome back, Andy Tate. I only came back yesterday myself, but it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebel. Thank you. Appreciate
Andy,
it.
any summer holidays for you? What does the summer hold for a Man United fan in Manchester? Are you going away? Are you doing anything?
I've had a couple of holidays. I was at Wembley last week. Mr. Beacon vouched for that last Sunday. Oldham got promoted. So
well done.
One team didn't let me down, but the other team did. So quite emotional for Oldham. First time getting promoted in 35 years. Wow. Let's hope Man United can right a few wrongs and play some football next season. That's all I want. My expectations are on the floor.
Okay. Any more comments before we sign out? Big up to all you guys in the chat, especially the guys who have joined as members as well. Just to shout them out again. Big up to Linville. Big up to all you guys, Stephanie Griffiths and co.
Right, so fun, late. We deserve better. I hope you're doing well, man. Don Valentino, howdy, thanks for the sub as well.
Thank you.
I think that is it, Matty. Yabba is our tie.
Oh dear, who said that? I want names.
And I am Titanium singing We're All Going on a Summer Holiday. Yeah. So yeah, that is us done. That
You're
is
paying, yeah.
He must be, boy. He must be.
All right. It's a lack of notch from me. That's Croatian for goodbye. Rebel.
Slonga fold, fekke me to amorg. That is Irish for see you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Ooh. Okay.
From Dirk technique.
You got to beat that one, Mr. B.
Oh, I can't beat that one. I can't beat. My brain's gone now. I'll think of one for tomorrow.
All right. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow.